You're joining us once again for a Thursday look ahead to racing from Hollywood Bets Gravel, where it is racing on the Turf and 8 race program, which means we get straight into that bipod. Of course, it is Weighted to Win, proudly sponsored by Betway, home of the 2024 improved 6 million rand Summer Cup, and also home of the soon-to-be launched Betway PSL League, which starts mid-September. Welcome to it. There, of course, is a reminder of our socials, X handle and our WhatsApp number. Use either or use both to get in touch with us. But it's been a good week thus far, courtesy of our tipster, and that was Daryl Marie for the 2 bowl meetings. Of course, we have another very capable tipster in the form of Gary John Citron. He is patiently awaiting us, and he's got all the graph for us. Gary John, a very warm welcome to you. Good to be speaking to you. It doesn't seem like a week ago when you had all those great innovations and just at the bar in one of your exotics, but I think we'll go one better today. Hello.
Morning, Cecil, and morning to all the punters out there. Thanks once again for having me on the show. I really hope I can have a repeat of last week, Wednesday. This card, obviously, in the beginning of the card, it looks like it's a lot of the favourites will win, but we can find some value near the end.
Right, let's get straight into that bipod. Gary John, you do say that it is a favourite, top-heavy favourite card, and it does get competitive towards the end. So the bipod, that will be first part of the card. What are we doing in the first leg?
In the first leg, Cecil, I have to bank a number 2. It's got the best form in the race, Industrial Strength. I also heard it's a very, very nice horse. Last time it was draw 11 out of 13, absolutely flying. It has a lot of horses held also in form. There's not much in this field. If anything was to beat it, it would be a first-timer, but I don't know anything about the first-timers. Maybe watch them go down. I'm not going to have a bet on number 2. It's too short for me. I'm going to stay out this race, but in the bipod's definitely number 2 as a big banker.
All right, as we confirm your selections there, banker 2, banker 4, banker 1, I can tell you in the front of the computer form, Frank kindly says the 1 Oxford Road, a nice type, but will look for further, could run into the back end of the quartets. And then the last first timer in the race for today, it is Gareth Van Sale. No comment given. The scratchings are the 7 Catavar, and what would have been the third first timer, number 8 Trendmaker. All right, so it was a maiden play to open the meeting. That was the first leg of the bipod. It is a merit-rated 72 handicap. That will be the opening leg of the PA, and in a race number 2, Alison Wright seems to hold a strong hand. The 5 Love in the Winter is your favorite at 21-10. Number 4 Mask On, that's been nibbled into 5-2. And then the second of the Alison Wright runners, that's been finding the money, and that is Atanduam Goodrose Ride, and that is Rhythm, who is at 28-10. Gary John, I see you like the 5-2, number 4 Mask On, and that will be having an 18th run this afternoon. The form is quite consistent: 2 wins, 2 seconds, 2 thirds, and 2 fourths. And the jockey has been aboard for both those wins. Of course, it is the inform and consistent Chase Mojan, teaming up with owner and trainer Louis Wilson. Right, tell us more about your choice of banker here.
Cecil, I really like Mask On here. Obviously, between the 3, 4, and 5, there's not much in it. But on its last run, it was drawn 9 out of 10 at Gravel over the 1,000. I honestly thought it looked like it was going to win the race. Now today, with the draw 4 against pretty much the same field, I really like this horse. I'm going to banker it in my PA, and I'm actually going to have a small win bet on it. Just to talk in Love in Winter, I think this is the danger. Only problem is it hasn't won in 614 days, which puts me off. It did win 4 in a row in its career in the beginning of the start of its career. And then just another horse to watch out on is Trippy T. I know it's coming out of the maidens, but a lot of winners out of there. Warhead, Silver Savage, World Fairer. I mean, there's a lot of winners there. Could definitely pop up against this bunch. But I like Mask On as my first choice.
Thank you so much for that. Again, it is 3 bankers at the top end of that. PA starts with race 2, and that is off at 5 minutes to 1. All right, welcome back. It is, of course, Weighted to Win for Thursday racing coming through from KwaZulu-Natal. We're racing on the turf at Hollywood Bets Gravel. And, of course, a reminder that it is proudly sponsored by Betway. Race number 3, we're back in maiden company. And here we've got a tight betting race as far as the top 2 are concerned. Number 9, Mveledo who comes through from a break, has been shortened in from 12 to 10 into 11 to 10 for Mike de Kock to Hollywood and Muzi Yeni. That is 11 to 10. Marco Driver, and I think Gary has something to say about this. That is also supported number 1, the Carnival Park, and that is in from 16 to 10 to 14 to 10. It's 13 to 2 and better bar those. Now, the wise money would suggest that it is a boat race, but you have other ideas, Mr. Gary John.
Cecil, I make this a one-horse race. I really like Carnival Park here. I make it a 10-star bet. The way Udendale has brought this horse on from the 1200 and then obviously improved over the 1400 at Scottsville. It was dropped out to last. It was about 2 or 3 lengths behind the second last horse, only to finish 3.5 lengths behind Night Rocker. Now going the 1600 meters. I find this very hard to beat. I think we can bank the boodle on this one. And then just speaking on Envelo, there's a lot of question marks here. Its Joburg form is run behind really good horses, but just looking at the horses that were in that field, I'm not convinced. Also, coming off a gelding, then taking a rest, and then coming off another rest. Maybe this horse has problems. I could be wrong. I know Mark de Kock is a brilliant trainer, but it's going to be very hard for this horse from draw 9. I'm on the improver here, Carnival Park. I'm very strong. I'm having a big bet on it.
Yes, we saw that. It is one of your best bets, and of course, it is your bank on the pick 6 in or out of first leg, and that pick 6 starts with race 3 and off time of 13:30. All right, we move on to race 4. This will be leg 1 of Jackpot 1 with Silan Maiden Company for that 4th race. And we have another shortest priced favorite in the form of number 1, Land Seer. That is to be your favorite in race number 4. 16 to 10 is the current price. Number 6, Always Shining, in the colors of the Barner family. That is a 3 to 1. 33 to 10 about the 2, Magna Magic. It is 6 to 1. A nibble at the 10, New Frontier. Also a nibble at the 9, Rototo from the Inform Peter Muscat stable. It is 16 to 1 and better bar those. So it is a Tab Gold, a score 6, a score 8, a score 10. Maiden Plate is over the mile off time to leg 1 of Jackpot 1, 5 past the hour of 2. So that is race number 4. Bullish once again, Mr. Gary John Citron?
Yes, so this race I make it between 1 and 2. I know Always Shining beat Magna Magic last time, but Magna Magic was draw 10, Always Shining was draw 4. I also think Magna Magic is going to enjoy the extra 200 meters. Going back to its run before to Nocturnal Flight, it was a very good run. It could have won the race. I think the jockey dropped his stick that day. Nocturnal Flight came out to run an absolute cracker next time to Master of Dynasty. Lucky Dollar was in there. Saluka, it wasn't a bad run at all. I have healthy respect for number 1, Lancia. I think this horse is definitely one of my first choices. I'm strong here with 1 and 2. I would like to see number 2 in front today, and maybe Matty will hold on with Magna Magic if he can get to the front. But both of them are alive, 1 and 2.
Well drawn, and that will be the combination for that first leg of Jackpot 1. And again, a pretty inexpensive outlay, 112 Rand, 50%. That'll be 56 Rand. Thank you, Gary John. It's race 4 off at 5 past 2. All right, so we get into the second half of an 8-race program coming through with this Thursday from Hollywood Bets, Greyville, KwaZulu-Natal. Race number 5, we have a scratching, and that is a horse that was given an each-way chance by our tips in computer form. Our KZN expert, Mr. Jermaine Maharaja, Racing Boy, who had been his value bet, but that is not to be the case. Right, favoritism in what is a pretty open contest even before the scratching of Racing Boy is the number 11, Rainbow of Roses, another one racing in the colors of the Barners. That will be Smanga Kumara teaming up with Natty Kotson. Number 5, Intuitive Spirit, is at 9 to 2. Also 9 to 2 is the 7, Fire Force. 11 to 2, the 4, Castle May. The 2, Walkie Talkie. 6 to 1, the 3, Magic Hat Trick, is at 6 to 1 at 7s and better bar those. All right, sir. So it is at 11 runner field that is left for race number 5, a maiden plate over the 2300. And let's hear a bit more bullishness from you.
Cecil, over here, I've taken a chance here with Magic Hat Trick. I'm going to put a line through its last run. And also, I don't think it enjoyed the poly the time before. But if you go back to the run over the Gravel over 2-2, it beat most of the runners in this field that are fancied. So, I mean, I do see a lot of value in this horse. It could be a hit or miss, like I said, because I don't know what went wrong last time. But on that run to Noble Warrior, it has a lot of horses held. I know in my PA, I think I've gone 3 and 7. Don't be scared to add number 5, Intuitive Spirit, in. It's got a big chance. It's also right up there with Magic Hat-Trick. And then just as a roughie, Gift of Royal, its first run to Silver Savage, was a lot of winners out of there, like I said earlier. And then also Carnival Park was in that field with Night Rocker. So you never know. That could be the diamond in the rough with the improvement. Like from a PA perspective, don't be scared to load this leg. But I see a lot of value in Magic Hat-Trick.
All right, so the 3 Magic Hat-Trick is an each-way bet. 3 and 7 would be the minimum in that first leg of Jackpot 2. And, of course, you mentioned the 5 Intuitive Spirit, a stable that did so well in there with their stairs in the future season in KZN. That is Frank Robinson and owner Mr. Sid Moodley. All right, so this is a Thursday racing continuing. It is awaited to win, proudly brought to you by Betway. And of course, just looking ahead to 24 hours from now, we could have a double header of racing, all things being equal. That is if the weather does play ball in the Western Cape, and that'll run side by side with our regular meeting coming through from Gqeberha, and Nino Podesta will be around to give us his thoughts on the PAs and the exotics at Fairview. Right now, let's talk about race number 6. Last chance to get involved in a pick 3 at Hollywood Bets Greyville. The 2 Mike's Mazarin is your favorite at 33-10. The 3 Global Movement has come in a point from 5-1 to 4-1. Money coming through. The 4 Inventador 11-2. The 8 King Bavarian is at 6-1, 13-2, and Better Bar, those quoted runners. Now I've already had a sneak preview of your selection for race number 6, sir. And I have to ask you, are you on the payroll of Carl Ewison and the ownership, the Poets Corner Syndicate? Because you've suggested another each-way bet in those silks on the heels of race 5.
Yeah, so correct. But let me be honest with you guys. Yeah, I found this race very hard to dissect. At one stage, I was liking Mark's Mazarin. I know it's coming out the maiden, but the improvement, the way Burning Man won, it looks like it's once the 2,000 meters. But I'm still not, I wasn't very sure on it because obviously coming out of a maiden. Then also talking on Barcy Rockart, if the distance was a bit further, I would have made this a huge runner. Then obviously my first selection, Lucretius, that one run at Gravel over the 2,000 to Kankisa and Glele was a good run, and I see Craig Zaki also rode it that day. It's a very consistent horse. I think it should definitely be up there. And also Kawari's Dream. It's just been coming off a rest all the time. There's nothing wrong with this form line, but I really battled to dissect this race.
Indeed, honesty, and of course, the Lucretius could be good value at around 17-2, as you rightly point out. Craig Zaki rode it once, and it was the 3rd placing at 17-2. You cannot get hurt. That's the last chance to get involved in a pick 3. It's a merit weight at 68, and that'll be over the 2,000 off at 15.15. All right, so it's another chance to get involved in an exotic. This time it is a last chance to get involved in a double as we get into a fillies and mares 86 handicap. We drop in trip to 1,400 meters, and the last 2 races, it must be said, will be a thrill and quite competitive to look forward to. Right, so race number 7 is off at 10 minutes to the hour of 4. And the likes of Prom Queen, number 5, are very much fancied. And, of course, the highly regarded number 4 Pointer. We saw Alec Laird put in a newly turned 3-year-old against Hard Knockers. And Smaga Kumano did the job for Alec then. Muzi has the ride on a Pointer and will be bidding for a 3rd win from just 6 outings. And that is, of course, a first choice. In fact, it's not first choice, second choice for Jermaine Maharaj. Prom Queen, that is a 5, also newly turned to a 3-year-old, is from the stable of Dean Calamere, last seen running under 5 runs to Quid Pro Quo. Right, that's a mouthful from me. Gary John, how do you see race number 7?
Let me just start off on number 1, Forgiveness. It ran in the Oaks last time. I know it's coming off a big layoff to Francis Ethel. It did show pace. Definitely could pop up in this field. Then going to Pointer, I could be wrong here. I'm not very convinced on this horse. Maybe it's come on, maybe it enjoys gravel. But there was a horse there called Todoku that was a favorite the other day, and it never ran a very good race in a weak field. So I'm not too convinced on Pointer's form. I do know it ran behind Rodeo Drive, but I think Rodeo Drive could have won by further. I leant towards Prom Queen because I think this is the strongest form line in the country, honestly. And I watched the replay. I think it could have finished closer. It did beat Frozen Fantasy, which came out to in the Douglas White 20 Stakes, ran third to Quid Pro Quo. I have to lean towards Prom Queen here. And then also, just talking on a horse, Simple. It used to be with the cock. It beat Funky Music last time, showed a lot of gate speed. But if you go back to its previous runs, 3 lengths Bavarian Beauty, great run. 0.75 lengths Mrs. Browning. There could be a little bit of value in this horse, Simple, and I might love Gravel.
Thank you so much. It is a win bet on the 5 Prom Queen in the colors of the ITSSA, IT and the Business Solutions. Lucky colors, as I always call them. It's a give me the green light. Looking for win number 2 from 5 outings. The curtain should come down with the running of our top-rated race at Hollywood Bets Greyville for this Thursday afternoon. Strange to be talking about racing coming through from Hollywood Bets Greyville on Thursday, but it is all happening. It is 16:25 the off time to a Hollywood Bets Bright Future measure at 98. It's over the 1,800 meters, and my, what a race we have on our hands. As far as the selections are concerned, well, we're going to go to the man himself. It's an open-looking race. Royal Guide at one stage was your favorite, a weak favorite at around the 9-2. But there's a consistency about Mr. Gary John. We saw him tip us 2 in the same colors that was earlier on, and he's done the same on the heels of his win bet in race 7. He has come through with another ITSSA Business Solutions, and that is the Sundance Kid. Not a bad call at all if you go back to Gold Cup Day, when running a very, very good second to what was a very, very confidently supported Get Impressed by the stable itself and that eventual champion trainer, Justin Snate. Sundance Kid, Rachel Fennicker retains the ride, and it can go one better, coming from a draw 7, Mr. Citron.
Cecil, this is definitely my first choice. Its last run was an absolute great run. In my opinion, there were some good horses in that field. But there's one run that catches my eye a lot on the grave on the 8th of June. The run to Oriental Charm. It was a very good run. Obviously, Oriental Charm come to win the July. It only ran 2.9 lengths behind. Narina Tragon come out to win. I mean, that run sticks out like a sore thumb. I make Bristol Hercules a danger in the weights. I really like the way it's been running. It's also probably going to get to the front, this horse, I think, maybe today. If not, it still definitely has a chance. And then number 10. If this race is a little bit further, number 10 would have probably been my first choice. I mean, it ran also in the Gold Cup, only 3 lengths behind. Shows also a bit of gate speed. But I have to lean towards Sundance Kid here. I think it's the right horse. Maybe play a swinger with Bristol Hercules and Sundance Kid.
Gary John, thank you very, very much. Just a reminder of the scratchings: 9 at Grinkov and the 13 at Twatwa Katra. There will be nons. That leaves a field of 11, and it doesn't diminish the competitive nature. But 7 Sundance Kid, a very good call.